Up, I'm live, and it's a Wednesday, so you know what that means. Yeah, we're going back to the Alola region because this whole back wide in here, uh, because of the whole Catch Across the Gens challenge. I feel like I haven't explained what it is in a while, but at the same time, I feel like most people that show up to the stream already know what it is since I've been doing this for quite a while at this point. When did I even start? Like late summer, if not earlier than that. Either way, point is catch a bunch of Pokemon in every single game, and specifically Pokemon that are native to the Kanto region, because they are the Pokemon that can be found in every single game, or at least exist in every single game. The only Pokemon that can actually be caught in every single game is the Magikarp line. Well, I say that. Technically, that's not true. Black and white, you have to buy Magikarp. Close enough, though you still acquire it. Anyway. Unfortunately, that does mean that I'm just constantly catching Pokemon from the Kanto region. Very, very Gen 1er-esque sort of behavior, but whatever. It's the name of the challenge, It's the Pokemon that can exist in every single game, minus Legends EA, because that came out after I started the challenge, and I never intended for that to count against it, because, oh boy, did it reduce the list of Pokemon. For reference, Pokemon Black version. They didn't drop the version part of the name, still X and Y. Anyway, Black and probably White as well, but I don't own White version. So, Black version, there are 5 Pokemon from the list that I can acquire. Including Legends EA into the mix, would drop it down to just 2. So, yeah. Already highly limited in some games, and Legends EA would make that much harder. Anyway. So, yeah, we're on Moon at this point. Have been for a few months because, look, I like Gen 7 a lot, but it is a bit of a... It takes a while to play, and I just have been, especially after playing game after game after game after game after game, for the first 6 generations, I'm taking Gen 7 kind of easy. I mean, it's the Alola region. Everything is a bit more relaxed, right? After all, the speeds of all the Pokemon are stupidly slow compared to most regions. Yeah, Alola was a good region if you like Trick Room. Anyway. Game. Oh boy, that's... Yeah, we were in here last time. We're not staying here. We'll catch that Gengar. Is there something back here? Just looked like there was... Yeah, there's like a Pokeball looking thing, I think, back there. Like red... Not Pokeball, literally. Maybe it's just the brick. I don't know. It's just the brick. That's a one-way. Okay, I think I battled everybody on this beach at this point anyway. So yeah, if you didn't miss it, or you didn't catch the last time, yeah, they are over there. Basically, I lost an hour of gameplay for technical reasons, technical issues. So I had to make that up, which means I didn't get to hunt Gengar as long as I would have liked to, and so we're just going to continue the story. Because the odds of SOS chaining it, not great. Also, Maria's here now. I don't think we've battled her yet. Do you even meet her before this point in the story? I don't remember. This playthrough's taken so long. and busted Mimikyu. I'm not even gonna bother to set up. I don't need to do that, right? I mean, setting up would have allowed it to one-shot. Nice poison. Yeah, it's gonna say that Mimikyu wanted to crit, or whatever it says. Every time. Bone Claws! Already got Sword Stance. Yeah, as a reminder, because of the way that I've set this Mimikyu up, it has Max Friendship, which doubles the crit rate. It has Scope Lens, which gives +1 to the crit rate. And then Shadow Claw also gives +1 to the crit rate. So, +2 puts it at like a 50% chance to crit. Double that, and yeah, no, it's guaranteed crit. Time to go to Po Town. Oh, the way the player character moves. Oh, piece of candy. Alright, I'll be back. Lily, don't get yourself kidnapped. We go this way now. I'm not even gonna bother to run. Can I? No, apparently I can't, because he can see me just before I can even move on to the ramp. Okay. They didn't do so well in Let's Go with some of those. And just... yeah, they didn't extend the vision far enough, so you could just walk around the battles if you were careful. Versus here, apparently they extended them so far that you can get into their line of sight even before you hit that point of where the edge ends, basically, and you can wrap around it. I probably should start using Sword Stance at some point. Oh, well, you're not gonna survive that. Well, that's good at least. Also, I have determined I was going to catch a Alolan Vulpix, but I forgot that... oh, okay. You can actually do that. Hey, I wonder who this guy is. I was spamming A, so we didn't get to see the funny text about how he was going to have a Pokemon snatch the coin out of the air. I said neither. I've done that on stream before. This button. One too many inputs. Where are we going? Somebody's swimming there. I was saying something. I don't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. bastard. You couldn't wait just like another second to turn around, could you? Alright, this is what I should do. Guaranteed crit, plus 2 attack, plus stab. Yeah, most things won't survive at that point. Oh right, I was going to say at some point, maybe this is what I was talking about, or going to talk about. I had a look, right? And I mentioned the whole Zygarde cell. Mentioned the whole thing about wanting to get Alolan Vulpix, but then not because wrong game. Because I'm trying to mix it up with the encounters and how I encounter Pokemon, thus the SOS chained Gengar. Also, you want to get Zygarde? Probably could. I'm gonna pick up that TM though, I feel like it's useful. Maybe not actually, but... Cross Scissor isn't bad. My Mimikyu moveset is already very much planned out, though. Anyway, point is that the Pokemon that I'm catching, we're not going to be catching anything more for a while. I don't know why I'm doing this. Also, because I can, let's go pay the old ruins a visit, because they're kind of cool, actually. It's honestly, like, this area is really cool, and looking at it in 3D, like being able to fly around and see what it's like, is interesting. But then they just don't do anything with it. Yes, I know this is how you get the extra Cosmog, but that's literally it. There was that one item back there that I picked up. And then this, and like, you can't actually get a sense of what's going on here except for the map on the second screen. Like, there's just a body of water that flows into the void, and this platform floating in the middle of it. Why don't we get to see more of this at any point in either game? The only time this is used is to get the damn Cosmog. That's it. Like, even in the Ultras, this area goes underused. Such a shame. They modeled that whole environment and then did nothing with it. Even in Ultra Sun and Moon. Fucking rush to get it out for the 20th anniversary, man. What did it take from us? Yeah, like, there's this little bit of water you can see on the outer edge of the outer wall, but that's it. Anyway, so yeah, I said not going to be catching much. Basically, because of the weird ways I want to catch things, it means that there's just not a lot I can catch right now besides the Gengar. And one of them is just straight up in the post-game only. So, yeah, that's going to have to wait. There's really no reason to do this, other than just take poison damage. Yeah, I get the feeling I'm going to be doing this a fair amount in the near future. Also, I feel like I missed... No, I didn't. I didn't miss anything. There's a whole bunch of stuff off to the side, but who needs to deal with that? Let's just get on with this. Also, is this double battle or single battle? Two single battles? Just even one? No, it's a double battle. Okay. Does Mimikyu, or Mimikyu? Yes, Mimikyu has moves. Does Vaporeon have any moves? So look at how underleveled it is. It's really not needed. As a reminder, Mimikyu has 1.8x experience gain because not only does it have the friendship bonus, but it's traded. So it gets a bonus from that as well. At least it's not a foreign trade. Not that I can easily produce a foreign Pokemon myself. But yeah, in order to get it at level 5 to start the game, I had to breed it, and so... yeah. Also, best character on the island alert? I don't know if he's best character overall, but he's certainly up there. Maybe? So I know the story. At least what they tell us. Why is there a wall around Potown? And who installed the sprinkler system over the town as well? Also the idiot saying, can't get around. Meanwhile... I do like this part of the game. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention this, but the Subpocalypse happened. The sub count has now dropped back down into the teens, which honestly is not bad. The big sub gift bomb that happened last month has finally happened over a month ago, so goodbye, big list of subscribers. That's how it goes. It does mean that the sub goal is currently set to only like 65 subs more than it needs to be. Or above where it currently... Okay, it's probably more like 50 above where it should be, but... And upon seeing this Alolan Grimer, I've been reminded... I wonder if I've passed by any shiny Grimer in the terrarium. Because I just see purple Grimer and I think nothing of it. I hope that's not happened. But I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it has. Of course, referring to the terrarium in Scarlet and Violet. Violet specifically. Thank you for finally doing that. Sounds good, yo. Okay, that's not normal. I don't know why it's doing that. Just fast track our way through here. Can do another battle, why not? I was wondering if Shadow Claw would do enough, completely forgetting that I have a bug type move for the grass type. Haha, that's a male Salandit. As a reminder, male Salandit cannot evolve. Only the females can. The Combi of the 7th gen. Just as annoying to catch as a result. You saw me there? I want to see if I remember this just off the top of my head. Because it's been a few years. Don't need acid armor. Another fucking drowsy? It alerted you to Wood Hammer, really. Because that's the move you need to be with. Literally got 2 super effective moves. Neither of them were Wood Hammer. High five. Hell yeah. Also, that whole perspective trick doesn't work with the screens for you guys, but you know. Eh. I think I remember what I did wrong, but I might not have had the right answers anyway. Yeah, I thought so. I was unsure about that, but I went with yes anyway, and yeah, that wasn't right. Item back here? No, you can't get that way. Oh boy, an escape rope. So exciting. Oh. Not here for you. Yeah, no, that's basically a non-answered dialogue box. Just no choice in it. It's just basically the same thing. Maybe a slight difference in lines, but... Oh, we're both setting up, are we? Oh, we both setting up, are we? Use the move. Oh, he finally tried. Okay. See, the thing is, I'm still faster. And I'm now +6. Because it wasn't guaranteed already at +2. Yeah, he only has 2 Pokemon still. Yeah, why do you only have 2 Pokemon, you fool? It'll just find its own way back home. No matter whose help you need to do it, huh? Anyway, Beginnium Z, just like that. That one. I had to find it because it's not in the same list as everything else. I've laid things out weirdly. Anyway, I'm just gonna sit here. I think you can just sit back down and... Oh, yeah. Slammed countless times by Angry Fist. Can you lay down on the bed? Not this one. Yeah, I don't really care. Go outside because... Or, you know, be treated as if I'm still in an interior, even if I am outside. Cutscene, right. Oh boy, free heal. Some of them might have run off after seeing the boss get beat. Blah, 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 blah. No one's asking you to. Nanu is great. And he asked some interesting questions. all the way back to Tapu Village on, of course, a Charizard. They couldn't have had something else, like a regional bird. Well, I don't know if Toucanon would have really been able to do it. But no, they had to choose Cantonian Pokemon. Between Tauros and Lapras and Charizard. And Lily went and got herself kidnapped. If Acerola had just stayed the fuck here, probably wouldn't have happened. You know who Lily is? I wonder. And then Gladion's taking out his anger on us, the player character, for no good reason. Very Gladion-esque thing to do, I guess. I'm faster than a Golbat? Interesting. I mean, I know it's not a Crobat, but still, interesting. Type null? What's this thing? Yeah. Oh, I've already seen it apparently. Again, this playthrough has taken so long, I don't remember what. That was a crit. Really? Fortunately, it didn't matter because I got the health back immediately. No, the annoying one is you right now? Also, that Oranguru has been standing back there like that the entire time. Until now. Only then does it turn around. Don't take it too serious now, huh? I'm still faster. Surprising. How appropriate that the more fun-sounding portion of the song starts just as I go to use the Moo. Go to use Shadow Claw. Yes, this is the fun part of the battle, because this is where we start kicking ass. Rude. I would have one-shot if not for the Intimidate. Bit of health back. Oh, look at this! They actually get to use a Z power move this time, or a Z move. It's only Z move. I don't think they've been able to in either of the last two Kahuna battles. Well, that's a thing. Brilliant. Oh, you're just gonna keep doing that? What is doing that? Yeah, I know, Mimikyu. Hi. Oh, I fell asleep. I'm not sure what's doing that. Yeah, I don't know what's doing that. Interesting. Hey, Evil. Anyway. Also, got to see Nanu laughing creepily for a while there. Isn't that exciting? Oh wait, that's also one of these. You! Yay! Also, everybody pay attention. You don't want to miss this. I'm gonna teach you something. Make sure to watch. Congratulations or whatever. Oh, Nanu is so good. He really is. Oh man. It was the Aether Paradise. Can you do it again? You know damn well he wouldn't want to. You missed it? Oh, too bad. That's your fault. Not his problem. How? Just can't connect the dots. Oh yeah, not all of them are bad. Trying to be sneaky, not so much. Fuck Bayonet. I agree, Evil. Fuck Bayonet. I agree 100%. I agree 100% with that statement. Doug Trio is going to be a nuisance here, isn't it? When it goes down. No? No ability activation. Okay. I didn't really remember Gumi being in Sun and Moon, but cool. Darn, didn't work. Oh, our unit info is out. The race this weekend. Yeah, still gotta wrap my head around exactly what that document says. At some point. Mostly understand what they're saying about battery deployment and everything, but not really the thing to be looking at in the middle of a stream. Honestly, complex enough. Hey! I've been waiting for this. Goodbye, Woodhammer. Thank you for being there early on, but... yeah, that wasn't intentional. That was just an egg move. Yeah, no, it's just Bayonet, Evil. 100% just Bayonet. Just a pain in the ass like that. I think Bayonet... yeah, no, Bayonet is the only one that I failed in the base game. Possibly in general, but it doesn't activate there. Definitely in the base game. It was the only one that I had issues with. If you don't have the right counter for Bayonet, you're not going to have a good time. Also, outlines enabled, outlines disabled. Enabled, disabled. Just rendering quirks. Literally get like halfway along and you can see lower part of the arm, yep, no outline. Upper part does though. Just that spot, I don't know why. Alright, I want elevator. Bayonet took 5 tries? Ouch. Also, hey, Kiosk. I think I got it second try, but I could be wrong. Branch Chief Baba. What an asshole. Because Bayonet is an asshole, Kiosk. Because the clones got you, yeah. Just a nuisance of a Pokemon. Oh, you've literally only got Hypno. Okay. Is there an evil Elton John? I don't know, but he sure is evil. Actually, honestly, he's probably like the most evil of any of the people in in the Aether Paradise, I guess. Think, Gladion, why would he actually willingly do this for you? Oh, I need to talk to Gladion. You really do like saying things in obscure ways, don't you, Evil? Doesn't he look so pleased? Oh boy, a single max revive. So exciting. And now we just have to deal with Aether Paradise grunts. Aether Foundation employees. That's the correct terminology for it. That didn't do a lot. Rude? That's extremely rude. Now I don't get higher chance of crits. +1, at least. And... Ooh, evil? I feel like that's not somebody I'm familiar with. Evil, I found your magnet. Ah. Gotcha. It probably has sturdy, so I wouldn't have been able to one-shot it anyway. Give slightly more health. Magnet dead. Oh, hey, look, Psyduck's gonna evolve. Cool. Yeah, it's funny. If you want to play the Legends game set way in the past, I say way in the past, a few hundred years in the past, you can have Magnet. Even though it shouldn't. But you can. The one set in modern times? No. Nope. No magnet for you. Afraid of canary fans. One in particular. Well, actually, no, there's a couple in particular, I guess. Sure, why not? I do generally avoid play rough, simply because 90% accurate, which is one point where Hone Claws actually is quite useful, but Ethan showed up. Shrug. Very true, Evil. Very true. The kinetics are definitely something. Yeah, both of them came into this hallway, by the way, and they just didn't help with those 3 battles initially. Also, sudden double battle. Couldn't just do 2 separate one-on-ones. Nope, gotta be a double battle. It's super effective on the Raichu. Oh, break time, huh? Ultra wormholes, blah 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 blah. I didn't mean to. You know, Geeson, I haven't once had to chat in Kelly's stream to get the button on his channel. Generally just watch and it eventually shows up. Just saying. It's also kind of funny that I have a watch streak going on Kelly's stream. Even though there's a cell there. Even though he and I typically stream at the same time. So it shouldn't work, but it does. Chatting makes the button faster. Enough. Although for you it doesn't seem to do anything. Anyway, AFK scene. And, yeah. As the bot said, it's time for a break. So I'm just going to take a short break. A few minutes, stand up, stretch, and get away from the computer for a little bit. During this time, I am going to run some ads. It's the only time during the stream I run ads. Prevents pre-rolls for the next hour. Blah, 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 blah. Ads will be done by the time I get back. And, well, Evil already took care of business, so he's just going to be sitting here listening to the sound of water for a while. Now I really have no reason to turn it off, Evil. You realize that, right? Anyway. When I get back, we'll continue going through Aether Paradise and doing whatever we need to do here to advance the story, because, the story do be advancing. How far can we get tonight? I don't know. Hey, he finally got the button. It's only a 3-stream streak because Twitch is rude like that, but so be it. I mean, realistically, most people should have much higher watch streaks on my channel, but Twitch is rude, so they don't. Anyway, BRB. Oh, I am back. And apparently Pocopia has sold over 2 million copies in just its first few. A decent amount. How long until you see it on my channel? You're gonna be waiting a long time. Probably not ever play it. Can't even play it right now, even if I had a copy of the game. Hey, if I had a copy of the game. It's a fucking game key for the physical edition. It's not even the game, it's just a key on a cartridge. What a waste of fucking plastic. When it would be considered a retro game. Yeah, no, I don't know why they're doing that. Like, if you're just gonna sell a physical copy that is just a key that allows you to access the digital copy of the game that you download, just don't offer a physical fucking copy. Like, I understand people want the boxes, but like, if you're gonna have a physical copy, put the fucking game on there. So fucking stupid. Because it's so pointless. Like, oh boy, I bought a used Switch and I've got my used copy, or my copy of Pocopia from when I was younger. I'm gonna play it now and, oh, doesn't have the game and the servers are offline and I can't download it. Doesn't even have to be Pocopia. It could be any game that uses that. No, fuck that. If they do that with Gen 10, I'm gonna be pissed. Not that I have a Switch 2 to play it on, but hey, it's not coming out until next year, right? Anyway. Let's see. Back over to here. Oh, it did that again. Well, the good thing is, that's not a big deal. Yeah, that's fair, Geeson. Personally, I don't have a way to do that. Legitimately, at least. I mean, obviously the internet exists. I try to do things legitimately around, especially with the whole streaming thing. Can you, actually capture? Cool. How did I get this working last week? No, it still doesn't want to fucking do it. That's weird. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Gason. Okay, it didn't crash that time. I don't. Alright, now that the game is actually working. Yeah, it's that exact issue that cost me an hour of gameplay last week. And it's for that exact reason that it didn't happen this week, because I saved and expected it to happen Need you to conveniently disappear. Why do I not get a say in this? No, I don't want to battle with you. Fuck off. Also, when are we going to get more unique NPCs in Pokemon games? Like, they're getting better, but also, like, there's a lot of repeats. Also, not Pikachus here on this side of the field. I mean, I don't know which one you're gonna go for, but I could totally just do this. Yeah, of course you did. I think much. Uh-huh. Electric rat. It's funny. Suffion is switched for the now fainted Raichu, and suddenly Mimikyu is the fastest Pokemon on the field. Because Leafeon is just not that fast. Yeah, evil, that is true. Although, the old sprites at least were a bit more unique when you could actually see them in full. Not the, you know, ones you saw on the map, of course. Those were relatively... You can forgive it in the old gens, though. But once you get into 3D era, like, they've got the space for it. And especially on the Switch games. What's the excuse? Oh well. Hopefully, after all the issues that arose from Sword and Shield and the pandemic and the reception to Scarlet and Violet and BDSP, they finally learned enough, despite what I've heard about Legends ZA. They've learned enough that Winds and Waves will actually be genuinely better. I mean, it does look better. Still not amazing, but better. I mean, yeah, that's not wrong. The games primarily exist to be a source of revenue generation in the sense that they provide content for the rest of the franchise, basically. How am I the fast? I don't get that. Mimikyu is not that fast, I wouldn't think. Back her speed stat. Damn it. Yeah, you can trigger your own disguise in confusion. I mean, I recognize... Okay, 96 actually is pretty respectable. Especially for... that... I never did the passport for... Yeah, I never did the passport for DA, did I? If I did, I certainly didn't extend it to the DLC. I should do that at some point. Yes, the 10 levels definitely does help, but I was thinking that it wasn't even that close to 100. 96 is not a bad speed, especially for an Alolan Pokemon. Mimikyu ain't that slow. You know, I guess there's an easy way to check whether or not I actually did add at least the base dex file. I get the feeling I didn't. I can just do that. Now I just gotta wait for the bot. It'll get there eventually. Nope. It says Paldea, but not Kalos. Yeah. No, whether you like him or not, you definitely don't want him in more than small doses. He is quite the character. Right, okay. So I guess you're onto ranked. What a difference. And then there's just the player character. I guess you're onto, well, working on rank D at this point, aren't you, Evil? D? Yes, D. Look, I played through the story back in October. It's been a while. I like how the one shrugged there as he ran by. Just got a call from Rust Bros. Ah. I see. One Pokemon. Yeah, it really was not my intention to have such high experience gain on this Mimikyu. I just didn't consider the fact that, yeah, of course, if it's traded, it's going to have boosted experience gain. And I also didn't realize that it was multiplicative with the affection boost. I was expecting to get 1.2x total. No, it's 1.8. Like I said originally, this Mimikyu is more just for the fun of it. And yeah, I'm having fun with this. Even if I'm taking my time playing this save through. This Mimikyu is just so busted, and I really like it. Besides, I would have only just gotten Mimikyu basically where we were at, you know, an hour 20 ago at the beginning of the stream. Also, this guy? Yeah. Still a numbskull, though. But yeah, normally wouldn't have Mimikyu for nearly as long, so it's been fun to play with it from the very beginning. Although having Wood Hammer from the very beginning definitely helped. Also, we just battled this guy. We go again. Hey, you got more Pokemon. We're doing this again, are we? Alright, well I don't feel like going +6, it's not that necessary. +4 is sufficient. Scumbag. Make that +3. Not that it makes a difference. Well, good thing the disguise is already broken, because, I mean, it doesn't get to move anyway, but it wouldn't matter. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Yeah, and now I gotta deal with this headache. Alright, that works. Back into the folder you go. Alright. Yeah, I forgot that when Psyduck evolved, I needed to replace its sprite on screen. The inferior bug. Yeah, I was expecting you to say something. Makes sense you would say that. Just a reminder, Lucamine's not a good person. Oh, hi, Lily. And time for some creepy sights. Little cutscene, and then you run forward 20 feet, and then another cutscene. Reserved for eternity. Incapable of ever doing anything. So terrible. And how is getting lost? How do you even come through the teleporter backward? Hal really is slow on the uptake sometimes. Maybe he didn't stay in the bag enough, and now it's in the box. Of course, at least Hal has an appropriate expression on his face. Player character, on the other hand, still just the normal blank stare. Well, till this cutscene. Oh, there's no bloody malasadas. Yeah. Maybe if there was, he would actually pick up on things faster. Or slower because he'd be distracted by the malasada. Hey, what's that place? Yep, there's the normal blank stare. Yeah, I was wrong. It was this cutscene, I guess, where you actually see it. There it is. Interesting, the differences between this and the Ultras. One of these cutscenes. Oh, look who finally showed up. Smile. Buzzwole, still best. Ultra Beast. It's certainly a Pokemon. Is Guzma bad? Misguided. I would say misguided. Like, yes, technically at this point in the story, he is bad. Yes. Your special defense rose? Oh no! Anyway. Oh, Miss Magius. That is not going to end well for you. Something that's actually faster. Oh, even that was a crit. Okay. Not a guaranteed crit. It's like a 25% chance, probably. There. And Mimikyu just doesn't care. Yeah, it's a normal type, isn't it? I don't know if Guzma would wear a tinfoil hat. Maybe if the right person said that he should. I don't know. Wait, that's... Yeah. Team Skull isn't an evil team. They're just... nuisances. So obviously at this point in the story, there's a bit more to that. Debbie won't respond anymore. Try picking it up, Lily, see what happens. It would just float in her sleep. Yeah, don't try picking up a Cosmoem that isn't floating. You're not gonna have a good time. Of course, Ash would be able to pick it up. As a reminder, Cosmoem is like condensed matter. I mean, but like, I don't know. Point is, it weighs like 1,000 kilos. Honestly, it doesn't weigh enough. Or is it 10,000? Heck. A fun fact, Cosmog and Cosmoem are still shiny locked. Way to get them shiny. At all. Wonder if they'll ever change that. So, cutscene. Yeah, 999.9. Reminder, she supposedly doesn't have any Pokemon. But she knows the Jester. Sun Flute? That sounds significant. Oh yeah, and he just gives you a Master Ball. No big deal. And how? Fortunately, I don't think we have to see him for a while. That's nice. Alright, Eva. That is not where I want to go. Of those option boxes that just pop up immediately. Are we over here this time, or back where we were? Yeah, no, Lily, no hold back. That is an event-exclusive move that's only ever been available on a handful of Pokemon. Don't have any here. So yeah, no hold back. Go find the kahuna, huh? About that. Oh, shut up. Trigger the cutscene first, and then maybe something. Oh, right. This is the one. Oh my goodness. I forgot that's where she says it. Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes in this game. It's got back, or she's got max repels back when they actually did something. That's a wall. Fair. And just do that. You know I didn't use a fire type move, but still kind of surprised Parasect tanked that. But it did. Mimikyu's been getting poisoned a lot tonight. better. It's certainly an annoying one, isn't it? Although there are a few annoying statuses. Some of them prevent you from withdrawing your Pokémon. Yeah, she just said that. Yeah, I told you it might be an issue. Zygarde cell. Oh my goodness. No, just an eek. That was a sound somewhere over on the other side of my room. I assume it was probably just something crawling around in the walls as usual. Who came up with this? And why? And she's off. I believe there was a trainer just below there that I could have run into if I wasn't careful. And I think they're one of the ones that look behind them, even though they're facing away. So... You're not gonna move that, Lily. Fun fact, you actually don't have to hold the buttons for this. Like, I've let go of the controls. And I'll just press them here, right? Just a quick tap of the B button and... Yep. Once it's moving, it's moving. They got rid of the grid in Gen 7, but not for the strength boulders. If you can even call them boulders. Also, who resets these? Yeah, there wasn't a kahuna. And now there is. Is it ever said anywhere how old Hapu is? Just curious. Wikipedia doesn't have anything listed, that's for sure. I gotta run out again. Can I just, do this to fly? No. Was worth a shot. Well, there is a trainer, certainly. Right. I can just fly because we're going back to the main village at this point. You know, I guess since she keeps running off on her own to do things without you, as good a point as any to point out that Sun and Moon are actually Lily's story, told from the player character's perspective. At this point in the game, you're just along for the ride. And of course, unlike the Ultras, Lily actually comes with you in these games. Boy, look at that tree, except, oh wait. Maybe it's not actually a tree. Even in the game, it's just a fucking meme. You can't see its head. It was off the screen somewhere. Such a fucking meme, Ololan Executor. Why am I trying to knock it out? Run away from the poor thing. It's a shame that the execute line isn't available in every game, because otherwise, you know I would have an Alolan Exeggutor on my team right now. And suddenly it's raining. Somewhere along here. I don't know, probably abandon the save. And this is the line that I've pointed out in the past playing through, but as the female player character, because the line is different. If I remember correctly, as the female player character, she says something to the effect of she wants to learn from you, and then here she's like, I want to travel with you. Oh, look at that. How convenient. It just stopped raining all of a sudden. Got a double ring. No, never, Kelly. Definitely can't have that in a Pokemon game. Although Black 2 and White 2 exist. Can't forget about them. Fun fact, when I do eventually get to White 2, we will be exploring that to some degree or another. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just wait. You'll find out. Just double check, I can't fly anyway, right? No. It might actually be faster to go from the ruins, honestly. Certainly less grass. Other gumshoes. That's the second time I've ran into that little corner. And you know what? Because I know what's coming up, we are just going to stop here and go to break a little early. Because that's gonna kick off a bunch of battles. And yeah. No. Let's just save that, because, yeah, there's the bot. Let's not start that quite yet. Anyway, yeah, no, time for another break. Gonna take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, get away from the computer. I'm gonna run ads during this time. Not gonna take terribly long, I don't know why. Obviously, I'm not gonna be running ads for like half an hour, that's not how that works. Can you even do that manually? I don't know. Never tried. For obvious reasons, because why would I? Anyway. The ads will be over by the time I get back, and when I do get back, we will continue on into the vast Pony Canyon. I can finally get a Vikavolt. Yeah, remember, you had to wait until this part of the game, Vast Pony Canyon, to get your location-based evolutions for the electric field. Ultra Sun and Moon, they fixed it. Made it available at the power plant, but Sun and Moon? Vast Pony Canyon. Obviously, I don't have a Vikavolt to get, but I just wanted to point that out, because... yeah, that wasn't a good decision on their part. And guess who used a Vikavolt on their team originally? Back in 2016. Anyway, Kirby. Alrighty, I am back, and let's just jump right back into it and see how many attempts it takes to actually get this working again. Nope. Okay, that is really weird. Not gonna lie. If I go from the start scene, it works. If I go from the AFK scene, it doesn't. I don't get it. They just want to know what happened to their boss. Oh. See, the funny thing is, we're indirectly trying to help him, and you guys are actually getting in the way. Funny how that works. Oh boy, a horde battle in Gen 7? No, just a single quote-unquote trainer with 5 Pokemon. There are no horde battles in Gen 7. Just Gen 6. I mean, honestly, have you seen how bad the game can lag when there are just doubles going on? You really want to add another, what is it, 2 Pokemon to that? Not a good idea. Heck, it was laggy in Gen 6. And there were no trainer models in Gen 6 present in the battles. I've seen a Marani, apparently. Rude. Yeah, and there's the downside to play rough. You know, using haze on the penultimate turn of the battle is, didn't really do you any good, did it? Yep, she's just been chilling there the entire time. The way they smile. I think I already skipped over the line where she calls them something? I don't remember. Oh yeah, Poisonium Z, that one. Wait, actually, I can do this. And deactivate. Yeah. I'm trying to have fewer things loaded on the screen at once, fewer files loaded, so by being able to just load a single set of images instead of, you know, multiple individual ones can help. And again, there's so many different fucking resources on this one scene just for the Alolan game. It's kind of ridiculous. Seriously. You can see how many Z crystals I have loaded, right? There's that many of them. And each of them can be enabled or disabled individually if I really want to. Too many. I forget if it was this battle or the Ultra version of the battle that I had many years ago, where my Mimikyu, because of course I was using a Mimikyu, just like affectioned its way through the battle against Hapu and saved my ass like 5 different times in the same battle. Affection OP. Oh, by the way, no trials here, we're just going straight into the Kahuna battle. Well, that's a bit awkward. You gonna be able to survive this, Mimikyu? Nope. Of course you send out a Gastrodon. Of course. This pocket. No. That's sufficient. Oh, good. Let's see, just out of curiosity. Yeah, that does hit. Okay. What? Okay. The sky's reset, so let's try this again. Bulky motherfucker. It's unfortunate that Alolan Doug Trio was faster. But I've also been skipping battles, so I'm not exactly 10 levels higher anymore. Oh, ow. Flygon, you're not gonna have a steel-type move, surely. Do I have... 2 max potions. Max. We're good. Yeah, if that Flygon had Dragon Claw, I couldn't even use it because Mimikyu is part fairy. Oh yes, it technically as well. That means this stamp is... And, yep. Haven't gotten all the crystals on this island. Crystals, but have gotten the stamps. Say 35, 50, yeah, okay, 65, and this one is 80. Okay, I thought so. You don't get 100 until beating the league. Also, there's an item back here. Boy, a max revive. You only found one? Whatever. Fun fact, Torkoal's cloud is not a 3D object, but rather an animated thing behind a cloud, 2D cloud sprite thing. I don't know. I wasn't trying to. They're not? And that was with a crit. Okay. Yeah, I was worried you would do that. But it's a crit. Every single time. Oh, for fuck's sake. What are you gonna do? Fire Fang? Oh. Yeah, that makes... That was a crit, too. Oh, come on! What the hell? Why are you like this, game? I don't even have a full restore. Whatever. Like, of course, -1 attack because of the Arcanine coming in, but then it gets the burn as well, further reducing its attack. Like, give me a break. Son of a bitch. Not gonna do it, is it? And of course, it has extreme speed. No, it didn't. Good. Vaporeon gets a lot of experience and Mimikyu gets none. Oh well. Lily, I need a heal. Random Carbink. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't help me, does it? Or does it? Does it? It does, actually. I mean, hey, that's not a bad item to get. Yeah, I'm happy to go the long way around. I'm not massively over-leveled, but I am still over-leveled, so I don't mind skipping battles if I can. The game gives me a choice in the matter. Way is probably the way that doesn't result in a trainer battle because it's through the grass. F1 post this time. Apparently car 63, i.e. George Russell's car, was selected for extensive physical inspections, and hey look, it was compliant. What a surprise. Oh, and that is a crypto scam post. Cool. Don't you just love crypto scams? Or, you know, crypto in general? So great. That actually reminds me, I can actually set up PayPal at this point to accept crypto. I won't be doing that, obviously, but I technically could. Yeah, the sneaky trainer at the end of the path. I mean, that bridge is kind of high up, yeah. Not massively high up, but higher than not. The Murkrow are being jerks. Can't have overlapping sounds here. Hey, that's what it landed on. And free heal. Anyway. Oh, what now? Yeah, competition visa is definitely a document that they're posting. Definitely wasn't a thing that I remember seeing at all last year. That was right. Anyway, I think it was around this point when I was playing through Moon in 2019 that I was getting sick and tired of the number of encounters I was getting. Ironic. But I decided that, no, you know what? I'm not gonna use a repel. Because you never know when you're gonna find a shiny. No. Could have gone behind him. Anyway, I think it was either just before exiting this cave or the next cave down that I would actually end up finding a shiny Alolan Dug trio. Which, of course, being during the main story is full odds. So, I was very quickly justified in not using a repel that day. So not only do you poison with that, but you also knock off the scope lens, meaning that my crit rate is only like 1 in 8 right now. Outside of Shadow Claw, which is still like 1 in 4, I want to say. And there goes the poison. Yeah, see, it's not a guaranteed crit, and of course you have a Steel-type move. You asshole. Why would you... Stupid AI. You stupid AI! That was a crit. Okay. Now, does Mimikyu have the scope lens back? I would assume not. It's been knocked off. Don't see it there. I would assume it doesn't just regain it because it fainted. And then this trainer that definitely isn't a Team Skull Grunt. Yep, that's the move I wanted to use. Love that. Boy. This is annoying. I just realized there's like a half an hour left in the stream, except we're nearing the end of Vast Pony Canyon. And I'm not sure the rest of the story fits in that half an hour. The rest of this section of the story, actually. And there's another fucking F1 post. Finally, the Pirelli preview is posted. E2, 3, and 4, huh? He's a captain. And her trial is complete. If you want to even call it that. Your timing. Yeah, you would. Of course, I could just use Leech Life, but I don't need to. I don't need the health. And Play Rough does more, because it's Stab, if nothing else. I think it's also higher base power as well. I think I was a bit confused coming through this area originally. Not entirely sure how you go down it. I mean, there's maybe a couple of ways, but get it out eventually. And then, of course, you got the final gauntlet of trainers. Could call it the Vast Pony Canyon Gauntlet. Maybe Pony Gauntlet for short? Nah, that wouldn't work. Can't do that. Bastard. Bastard. Excuse you? What? Why no crit? Why no crit? Why no crit? It didn't use knockoff. What the hell? Yeah, it's still holding the scope lens. What the hell? Whatever. Asshole. Double asshole. This motherfucker. I have a shittier moveset. That did nothing. Thank you. Itch, does your Pokemon know any other moves? Yes, apparently so. I was wondering why I wasn't selecting Vaporeon. Right! It's been knocked out already. For a while, too. What an annoying Pokemon to battle. You couldn't just do that last little bit, could you? You know, I could use a heal. The problem is Lily is a ways back in the canyon. Yeah, I'll just save. Alright, now I have to use Play Rough myself because it's still a normal type. Not gonna forget that. You, on the other hand, are probably gonna outspeed, which is slightly concerning. No, you didn't. Okay. I guess I'm back to being like 10 levels over-leveled. Oh well. Can you fucking not? Jesus. Lily, can you please come here before I continue forward? God damn. Thank you. I honestly didn't remember if she did or not. I was starting to run out of PP. Like, I know I picked up that elixir not too long ago, so I'm fine. Pick your ground of trials, such a walk, blah 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 blah. So, I've already beat the kahuna, but we're doing a trial anyway. Oh boy, that gave no experience, even with the boost. "20 minutes to get through this totem battle and all of the stuff at the altar and such." I mean, it's probably doable. Depends on how that battle goes, though. I definitely said yes, but sure. Now here's the real question, especially with the Omni boost. Was that a 1-stage or a 2-stage Omni boost? Just 1 stage. And I get the crit, and with or without it. Oh, you protecting son of a bitch. I wish I'd known it was going to do that, because I actually would have set up, and yeah. Whatever. Okay, so no crit doesn't quite do the job. That's annoying. Sure. Could have used a different move, realistically, but it does the job. You don't know when to stop setting up, do you? Boo. Is that the right one? Does that only enable... Yeah. And with that done, we move on. Way too many. Huh? That poo is finally caught up. What way do you mean that? Anyway, the music doesn't get overridden here, which is nice, but we won't hear a lot of it because, oh, give me a break, Tauros. Go sprint up there. This is the altar of the moon, is it not? Looks like it to me, with all those moon symbols around, i.e. the Lunala symbols. You know, I mentioned this being Lily's story, right? And it's kind of funny. You know, the, Phrasing? The, Pokemon Evolutions version of this, right? It shows it with Lily being the main character. Which makes sense, you know. Of course, they gotta divert to a character who can actually talk. But even though it's the Ultra version of the story, they still show her perspective being the main one, essentially. Like I said before, Sun and Moon especially, but even Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to a degree, they're Lily's story. Just from the player character's perspective. Also, rare opportunity where you get to see the player character doing something other than blank smile. Smiling with a blank stare, I should really say. And because this is Moon version, we get Trampoline Bat. This is when Necrozma comes crashing through the gate, right? Ah, wrong game. I don't know how it's flying necessarily when it's got its wings in because it's scooped up. I don't know. Anyway, best line coming up. Loud noises. There it is. I mean, realistically, at this point, we can just end the playthrough here, right? You've seen the most important part of it. Don't need to see anything more. Uh-huh. That was a classic. Can this be the thumbnail for the VOD? I'm pretty sure I've done that before, but it can be. Let's see. Sun or moon that I... It was sun, wasn't it? Come on, YouTube. Stop being stupid. No, actually I didn't. I went for glutamine. Which also makes for a good thumbnail. Although, the VOD previous to that was apparently where I challenged Nano. You can guess why I say that, because that pose. Yeah, she's completely lost her mind. And it's because of the fact that we don't get all of this in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that I say that this story is better than, well, the story in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. To be fair, it is a different story. They're telling a different story, but if I had to pick a story that, like, I would prefer, it's this one. Because Lucamine's character is much more interesting in Sun and Moon than she is in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I mean, after all, we don't get this cutscene in the Ultras. Yep, there's the thumbnail. That was the shot, somewhere in there. And don't forget, every single one of our Pokemon in this battle look angry. Boy, that did next to nothing. Yeah, I lost 10 HP because of Pain Split. That is not a lot. Look, angry looking Lilligan. It's kind of funny that they did that. Made all of her Pokemon look angry like that. It is the little things that, you know, add up over time that just improve the game that extra little bit. That was loud. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had this so loud. This easy of a time against Lucamine. Oh, Beware is just Beware. It doesn't look any angrier than normal. And now, unlike before with Miss Magius, Pain Split here just lost Beware HP. Good job. You played yourself. Kill a tanky motherfucker. Can you not change my move selection for me? Yeah, no, it really didn't, Chaos. Oh, come on. This is fine, as long as it's using Pain Split and she doesn't heal. It's fine. Just eventually go down, that's all. And yeah, that was the battle. The only Pokemon that I had trouble with was Beware. And it wasn't even that big a trouble, I just didn't one-shot it is all. And it kept using Pain Split, which kept healing it after the first turn at least. There you have it. Pokemon on human violence depicted directly in a Pokemon game. I mean, to be fair, it's also Pokemon on Pokemon violence, which is typical, so... This entire sequence is just fucking weird, let's be real. Yeah, no, you're right. Lance's Dragonite did attack a couple of people directly, one way or another, in the Johto region. That was Gen 2, yes. Team Rocket HQ in Mahogany Town. But there was also Gen 2, which was made in the 90s. Things were a little bit more lax back then, I'd say. Yeah, I don't think they're happy about this. And we're gone. See, Guzma's good for something after all. Oh, right, this all happens literally right now, doesn't it? Look, can we just wait on this for another probably few weeks based on how things have been going? Fortunately, I don't think you're forced directly into the battle. The unfortunate part is that because I haven't been doing anything extra, there are, hold on. There are no apricorn balls in here. So no moon balls. I do have more than one Lunala caught in a moon ball, though. And at least one of them may or may not be named Nebby, because, you know, it's only right. Anyway. That is going to do it for tonight's stream. We will catch Nebby at some point. Must always name it Nebby, yeah. It's Nebby, after all. Couldn't even have to name it. Let's be real. I can't do the moonball. I mean, I could always just add moonballs to the save file. It's not that difficult. Regardless. We will save that for another week, as we are past 11 o'clock at this point. Wait, the command, let me just double check. It should say EDT, and it does. I'm glad I implemented that so many years ago, just automatic detection of daylight savings and the automatic switching between EDT and EST. Because there is a snippet of code in that command that does detect that. I don't think it's an automatic thing. Like, I don't just say return time zone code. Like, there's a bit of extra logic to say, is daylight savings currently active? But, yeah. Been working for years, which is good, because how much do I update ARPABot anymore? Not a lot. Anyway. Yeah. That's it for tonight. As for Friday night, don't expect anything. I mean, FNR is dead, and also there is the shit race? I believe the shit race, right? Yeah, at 11 p.m. So, right now in 2 days is the shit race in China. I'm gonna have to stay up till like 5 in the morning. Okay, maybe more like 4:30, but still. Tomorrow night. Not even like Friday night or Saturday night. Tomorrow night alone is gonna be stupidly late to watch sprint quali. Sorry, shit quali. Anyway, yeah, the next stream is most likely going to be Saturday night. Maybe, hopefully, people will be willing to go a little bit longer into the night because F1. I wouldn't count on it. They always like going off and doing something else instead. We'll see what happens, but oh, maybe we could get a bit more racing in. Ellie can stick around at least. We'll see what everybody else thinks on the night of, though. Because, like I said, the race is at 3 a.m. my time. We usually end around 1 a.m., so you have the weekend off? Nice. So you can skip watching the race and go to sleep early instead. Although for you, at least, it's not as bad. Why am I going to stay up? I mean, I do want to see at least some of the race, especially early in the season as they're figuring out all the stupidity. Oh, F1. A shit show. Don't rather watch it than other series. Anyway, because we're past 11 o'clock, I want to wrap up quick. So that's when the next stream is. And if you want to watch some ads, and you're not a sub or you don't have Twitch Turbo, stick around. If you don't, leave. And you won't miss anything. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. Yeah, you too, Callie. So, yeah, stick around for ads or don't. Anyway, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully, we'll see you next time. Later.